promised a friend of mine that I would redo a video of a class I taught where we were targeting exactly where the bum and the hamstring meet. I've never heard a man complain that it didn't look good on him, but it's a concern for some ladies. So we can't hit where the bum and hamstring meet without working the bum and hamstring. So those will be the focus today. We'll start with some standing work. We're going to have a medium size or a light band. If you don't have one that's already in a circle, you can take a longer one and tie it in a tight bow around your knees. The weights will be optional for the standing portion, but we will need a light weight for the mat portion. So if you don't have that, you can get 2 Dasani bottle waters or 2, very coordinated of me, or 2 cans of soup, something like that. So the band's gonna come right above your knees. And we're gonna start with just some basic squat work. So I want you to separate your feet about shoulder distance apart. And I want you to send your bum back, almost like you're about to sit in a chair and you changed your mind. As you do, work up. In Pilates, they're fancy, they call it the posterior chain. So just work up the back part of the body. The belly pulls back as your bum goes back. My hands are coming forward because it helps me with balance. You can use your weights here if you want a little shoulder work. I'm gonna opt not to do that because I only have 5-pound weights and it would kill me because I'm not that strong. So working back. I like to lift my toes on this because it just kind of makes it feel definitely like I'm working up the back of my legs. So just warming up. Let's do 5 more. 4. Can't get a nice booty without some squats. 3. 2. Now we're going to start to wrap in the gluteus minimus and medius. As we come up, I want you then to shift the weight of the body and kick one leg out, squat down, shift into the other leg, kick it out. I'll give you a front version. Squat, kick, squat, kick. Let's do 6 more. Sit low. Make sure your knee does not track over your toe. And the leg should be kicking straight out from the body, not forward or back. We'll get to that in a minute. Squat and back, squat low, back. 3 more. 3 more sets rather, not just 3 altogether. 2 more to the side. Last one. Good. Shift the weight of the body into the right leg now. Take the left toe forward, and all I want you to do, I think in dance they call it rond de jambe. But just you tap the toe front in line with the hip. Tap the toe behind you. When you tap behind you, you're going to feel your gluteus maximus engage, whether you want it to or not. Keep the leg long, and it will make it more strong. Didn't mean to rhyme that one, but I did, so clever. Now, we're going to add a little bit of a neutral back hinge, which means we just bow forward a little bit. We maintain the alignment of our ear, shoulder, and bum, and just a slight hinge right where the leg meets the front of the torso. Keep it back there now. Soften the standing leg. We're starting to work the standing leg now. And just lift and lower the leg that's in back. If you have a really tense band, this can be more difficult. So if you can challenge yourself with the tightness of the band. The standing leg is working as well. 4 more, clenching into the glute. 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to lift it and do what's called a flutter. So you soften the knee a little bit and then exaggerate the length. Soften and lengthen. When you lengthen, you're clenching the glute. Clench. Really, really, really tight. Really, really long. 5 more. You should be able to specifically feel the hamstring and glute area. Good. Now, if you have a chair nearby, you might want to hold on to it if you need to. If you don't need to, that's fine. But I want you to bend. Right now, it's my left leg. So the knee is out to the left. The foot is out to the right. The knee now has a pretend pencil on it. Both shoulders square forward and just come up and around and draw a circle with the knee. So it's a little bit of hydrant action. You'll get more out of it if you keep the knee going back rather than bringing it forward. Pretty intense work. Standing legs starting to feel it. Let's do 3 more here. I hope we're doing 12 all together. 2, 1. Now lift it up. Again, I cannot stress knee out, foot in. Pull the foot, my left foot, over to the right. So just act like someone's behind you, almost like this is pulling over. Keep it as lifted as you can so that you feel the requested area is what I'll call it. 3 more. Now, if you have a hip replacement on either or both sides, you have to work within your range of motion. You might want to lift it up more rather than over more. Good, and then come on down, and we're going to do the other side. So we begin tapping forward, tapping back. This is just getting the hip, a little bit of that, I always mispronounce it, synovial fluid, like the Tin Man, greased around. Front and back. 3 more. As it goes back, you automatically feel the clench. This leg will fatigue a little sooner than the other one because we were using it to stand on the other side. Good, last one. Now, just lift and lower. Hips are squared, shoulders are squared. We don't want to go into arabesque 1 where the hip comes out. We want to keep everything squared here. A little softness to the standing knee. Lift and lower for 4 more. 3, 2, 1. And then I want you just to do your neutral back hinge. I'm going to lift and lower from there and flutter. So reach it and release. Reach long, release. So we're clenching, we're engaging. Hamstring is long, but it's still getting strong. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now bend the legs so I'm going to put it down so I don't lose my balance, so that the right knee comes to the right, right toe goes to the left, so it's a little bit of a hydrant, and I want you to push it over, over. I'm going to hold on to the wall here. Lost my balance. So over, over. Let's do 3 more. 2, 1, a little bit up. 2, 3, 4. I think we did the up on the first side at first and was pushed over second. Good. 3, 2, 1, and let it come down. Grab your weights and take them to the floor and lower your spine to the mat. You can take this off first if you want, for safety's sake. I'm going to keep mine on just for the sake of time. And then take your weights to your side. Lower yourself to the mat. Legs are 6 inches apart, feet are 6 inches apart. I want you to bridge up. So peel your spine off till you're up into shoulder bridge. Make sure all 4 corners of your feet are on the mat. Take both weights above your sternum and open up slowly, stopping just shy of the floor so we can get a little work on the upper body. Let the weights open up from the back. So think of the shoulder blades drawing together. And then as you lift the weights, control it from the front part of the body. Think about the biceps, the pecs, forearm. The thumb can hook around. You should just have as long a finger as you can safely keep the weight secure, but we don't want to overemploy the grip. Good, on the next one, I want you to just open up the right arm and squeeze the right glute. Do a little peek with your eyes down to your hips and knees, and then the left. Make sure that you're not shifting your knees or your hips. So press into the floor more deeply with the right foot, when the right weight goes out. More deeply with the left. Press. So we're engaging the glute and hamstring of the side that has the weight challenging your balance. The body wants to balance. It's going to kick in automatically, hopefully. Squeeze and come back. Squeeze and come back. One more set like this, and I'm going to shake it up. Open and close. Open and close. Now open up the right one. Hold it there. Press into your right foot 10 times just by squeezing the right glute. So squeeze, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bring it on back, left arm, squeeze the left glute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Both weights come over the sternum, lower the spine to the mat. Weights come down, give yourself a little hug. Come up into clam position. Try to go through this very quickly. You guys can tell. When you're in clam, legs are at 90 degrees, the heels are lined up with the bum. Let's start with the knee and the ankle up at the same time. Shoulders are squared, hips are squared, so we don't want to come down with our upper shoulder. So right now, you're working into the gluteus medius, a little bit of the minimus wrapping around. On the next one, I want your knee to kiss, toe to kiss. Knee, toe. Be aware of your hip not going with the abduction of the thigh. So you don't want to take the hip open. This stays stacked. 2 more. Last one, end with the toe. Bring the knee directly to the top shoulder. You can take this hand back if you want. Bring it in for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Stay lifted through the bottom waist. 3, 2, 1. 10 more with a lengthen. Up long, then tap. Up long. As it goes long, you're going to be wanting to sink into the bottom hip. I know I do. So try to stay lifted as much as you can, even if that limits the range of motion. The leg is coming forward and up. It's not coming just up. If you went just up, your hips would become unstacked. Now lengthen it out there. Reach your top hand, pull your hip forward. Keep the leg long. Do not let your toe come towards me. Keep the external rotation. You should feel right there. Your heel now has a little pencil on it. Circle it. Da, da, really hard. Lengthen it more. Pull it out longer, longer. Let someone's, I don't know, someone's leg stand at the end of your mat and reach to touch it. Other direction, 10, 9, 8. Reach it even longer. This is killing me too, I swear. 2 and 1. Bring it in, hit it, but don't quit it. Let's do the other side. Forearm plank, elbow underneath the shoulder, 90 degrees with the legs, heels lined up and down. 2, 3. This is time to just kind of set up where we are. It's an easy exercise. Pulling out from the hip, from the ribs, right in the hip, I guess. Shoulders are squared, hips are squared. Now, the knee kisses, the toe kisses. 2, 3, let's do 7 more. Tap, tap, squeeze inner thigh, out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Toe taps, comes into the shoulder. So 1, 2, 3. This is when, as the leg comes in, your bottom rib cage wants to sink. Keep it lifted. And 4, 3, 2. Here's your aim point. Now in, out, bend and tap. In, out, bend, tap. 7 more. 6, coming down the home stretch. 5, a little bit of sweat. 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it long. Now reach behind you. Pull your leg more forward. Lengthen it. Slight external rotation. Circle it. 8, 7. Pull it longer. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other direction. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There you go. Now, to stretch it, if you can with your hips, you're either going to sit in butterfly pose, or some people call it feet prayer, and instead of bowing forward, you're going to come as tall as you can and hinge a little forward. That helps to stretch the inner thighs and the hips. If your hips don't open, now your knees will probably be like this for that stretch, that's okay. I have weird hips. You can go right into the number 4 stretch, which is the one where the ankle crosses over the knee, and you pull in the leg and allow that the leg that's not crossed over to remain in line with the hips so you protect the back. And you would, of course, do that on both sides. So there you go, Newland. I hope it was good.